What's happening, everybody? Got the Retro Gaming Hippie here. Might be sweating a little bit. It's triple digits down here in Oregon right now, but that didn't stop me from getting out, getting some garage sales on Thursday and Friday, and even today on Sunday, late in the afternoon. Got some nice pickups to show you. Got the Macho Man in the background. Of course, the Macho Man is also my cameraman, my wrestling buddy. But I thought today we'd talk about a little game I was going to do called Did I Pay Too Much? So I've got three different little lots that I picked up this weekend. We'll start off on Thursday. I had seen on Wednesday evening a picture at a local garage sale, about a mile away from me. And in the picture it had a cardboard box, and all I could see was a first gen Sega Genesis wood grain, which was something I didn't have. I have a second gen along with the CD player for the second gen, but I didn't have one of these. That's all I could see in the picture, but I knew, okay, there's going to be more to it. Wasn't that far from where I lived. Started at 8 a.m. Got out there about 7:45, kind of walked by, and obviously they didn't want until 8, so that was great. Walked around the neighborhood a little bit, came back through, went through the box. They were asking $200 for the box. Inside of it was a Sega Gen Series 1, and then it also had the Sega Genesis power adapter, which makes the Sega Genesis backwards compatible to play Master System games, which is the 8-bit version of Sega back like an early Nintendo, whereas Genesis is 16-bit. Really cool device. I wasn't really familiar with it, so I kind of do a little research, once I got it to just, fully understand, how it worked or whatnot. It's actually quite simple. Just plugs right on top of the Genesis, and actually looks really nice, if you ask me, compared to like the 32X or some of the other things Genesis did. This is a hole to tighten it down a little bit, which they didn't have. Not a big deal. It sits in there just fine. I didn't have any Master System games yet, so I had to go to a toy store to be able to test it out. But really cool. Something I'm definitely going to keep. They had the manuals for it as well, and a lot of different paperwork. Manuals for the Genesis, manuals for that. That was an item I was going to keep. Games wise, Super Tecmo Baseball, which complete in box I'm going to keep for my Tecmo sports collection on Genesis, which you've seen in my past videos. But pretty much I think completes it except for maybe one Tecmo Bowl game. But now I got basketball, baseball, wrestling on Nintendo, and now that. Biohazard Battle, complete in box, decent price for that. I'll be reselling that. Lightning Force, even better price for that, complete in box. Those are side-scroll shooters, good games, not my thing. Miss Pac-Man, complete. Sonic Spinball, Sonic 2, Sonic the Hedgehog, Arrow the Acrobat. These are all complete in box. Oddly enough, a loose copy of Tecmo Super Baseball. Columns, which is like Genesis or like Tetris. Golden Axe 2, good game. Fatal Rewind, interesting game. Ren and Stimpy, complete in box. Love Ren and Stimpy. Street Fighter Championship Edition 2 in a Game World case, and codes that somebody worked really hard to write down as they were playing the game, and I'll see where those codes go for that, man. A shop I'd never heard of. I was probably out of gaming at this point, which I'm thinking is probably mid to late 90s maybe, but I'm Game Trader, and it's still sealed in the package. Sonic Hedgehog 2. And 4 very nice and clean 3-button Genesis controllers. They were asking $200 for the lot. I countered with $175, and they said deal. And that was like the first offer they took, so I was kind of surprised. And I probably would have paid the $200 for it, just because I was going to keep some of the Genesis stuff there, and that one power converter is a pretty cool deal. So do you think I paid too much? You tell me. Or not enough. So I made my way on Friday to my favorite gaming store, SideQuest Games. I've talked about quite a bit because I needed a Sega Master System game. So $17, complete in box, Rocky, which was probably market value, good enough for me. They always have good prices, in my opinion. Really good graphics on this. I need to read the directions to go through it. You probably only get to play as Rocky, but it also has Drago, Clubber Lang, and Apollo Creed, so I thought that was kind of a cool idea. But I need to read the directions on that. And I was coming through there was some neighborhood garage sales, and at one of them, chatted up the lady for quite a bit. Her kids were going away to college. She was just trying to get rid of everything, and this was pretty late in the day on a Friday. It was like you know, 1500, 3 p.m. in the afternoon. Very, not as hot as the weekend, but very hot. But she had 2 wireless, you know, Xbox 360 controllers. She was asking 50 cents a piece for. I can't test these. I don't want to test them, but, you know, I can trade them at the game store and tell them, hey, they're untested. They probably work. And I'm sure that I'll get more than 50 cents or $1 for both of them as far as trade credit. And then she had a big old stack of games, kind of a mixed bag, but we got complete in box Nintendo GameCube X-Men. That's the number, X-Men Legends Apocalypse 2. I'll probably keep that. I think it's like a role-playing game X-Men, if I remember right. Dragon Ball Z Budokai, complete in box. Dragon Ball Z Saga and Dragon Ball Z Budokai 2, loose disc inside this case. This one is another Dragon Ball Z. Oh no, this is the X-Men Legends, the first one. I'll probably keep that. Sonic Mega Collection complete, but then it also contains Shadow Hedgehog, which is another Sonic game where he's kind of like a shooter, like Ratchet and Clank, if I remember right. We gotta play it again. Zelda Legends of 4 Swords, complete in box. Rampage World Tour, disc only with case. And not my area, I just know that there's value in this. You know, Dragon Ball Z Budokai Tenkaichi 3 on Wii. PS2, a lot more value, but the Wii is definitely worth it. So I brought those up that didn't have a price, and I said, you know, how much? And she was like, counted up the games, what do you, like 11 games, just got $11. So I was like, oh, 12 altogether. I was like, I'll give her 22. Definitely not really low. I mean, yeah, definitely not lowballing her in the sense of trying to rip her off. She seemed happy at 11. I'm doubling her money, and I'm going to make, you know, a decent profit off of that and keep a couple things. So what do you think? Do you think I lowballed, paid too much? Didn't pay enough. Would you pay more? The last little bit, when I was coming back from my run on this hot Sunday afternoon through the town that I live in, I saw a yard sale sign. I drove, you know, up there, and this is Sunday afternoon, like at, you know, 2 o'clock in the afternoon, and looking around, don't see anything, but in the garage there's a box, and it has some Nintendo 64 stuff and some PlayStation 2. And I said, you know, is this for sale? And she asked her brother. I said, okay, yeah, I might be willing to sell it. This is what we got. 264 consoles, no expansion packs, just the regular memory packs. Original power supplies, 1 original AV, which these will also work, if you didn't know, for Super Nintendo and GameCube as well as Nintendo 64. There's one way they backwards compatible. They just didn't do it with games, right, Nintendo? Come on, man. ColecoVision did that way back in the day, at least for Atari. 4 controllers, all Nintendo brand, good sticks, good wiring, 1 red, 1 gray. Like I said, original Nintendo brand. And another red, and then a smoke purple. Good sticks, good buttons. I haven't tested them yet, but I'm sure everything's going to work. I cleaned them up. They were pretty dusty, but I have no reason to suspect they won't work. Cartridge stuff is pretty reliable. Tremor pack, Tremor pack plus, yeah, and memory card. This is kind of a funky one that is really big when it's all put together and kind of switches up down. I've never really seen it. I'm not a Nintendo person. I don't see it as being a valuable thing. It's just kind of a weird thing. And a few games. The 007 game that's probably not bad. I'd have to play it, but not the one everybody wants. At least it has a good blue cover. The one everybody wants and likes to play, I'm not into it, so to the pile. Everybody's favorite Mario 64. This is what they call the player's choice version, so it wasn't the original release. It kind of came out a little bit later. Once they sold X amount of games of some of them, they came out with that. But fun game to play. People like them. Easy to sell, trade. Might keep this if it's fun. Knockout Kings, boxing games, got Ollie on the front. And Cruising USA, nice little driving game. The PlayStation stuff wasn't for me. It was a Fat Boy PlayStation 2 and some miscellaneous games that weren't good. All this stuff was really dusty. You know, obviously probably been stored in the garage for a long time. I'm sure everything was going to work fine, but the PlayStation just wasn't for me. They said, make us an offer. I looked at it, I was kind of piecing out, and I said, okay, $150. And they said sold. So what do you think? Did I pay enough? Did I pay too much? That one was kind of close to me, honestly. I'm looking at it and how I evaluate. 150 was borderline, but where I really think the money's going to come from for me to remake or to trade is the controllers. I think I undervalue controllers when we put them in a package where I'll put them in a game. If I set up like a venue, $10 for an original controller in hand, like cash. But they'll sell better for online. The other stuff will just definitely make up. So those are my pickups down here for this last weekend, this heat. Tell me what you think. Did I pay too much? Did I pay enough? Other than that, enjoy the summer that's coming up. And remember, I'm the Retro Gaming Hippie. I don't buy nostalgia because I am nostalgia.